Live from Radio Row, we are here as LA Football Network with one of the legends in LA. We've got the one and only guitar man himself, Austin Ekeler from the Chargers. Austin,
baby.
Thanks for joining us. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. No, it's been great. Just jumping around some of the booths, talking some ball, talking some life on Radio Row. This is my first time being on Radio Row during the Super Bowl, so it's been great.
Okay.
Like, this is like me though. Like, I've been doing so much engagement, so this is like heaven for me. Like, this is like my almost Super Bowl, right? Even though that I'm not in it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I see you all the time, and we'll talk about all kinds of stuff. We'll talk about Brandon Staley. We'll talk about Justin Herbert, the Chargers, the draft, the Super Bowl. But I think the part that I love most about you is kind of how you connect with the community. Now you got the Austin Ekeler Foundation that you're always doing. You're always doing Twitch. Now you're doing stuff with Ikes. Like, what's your what keeps you going? I feel like you got to have like instant caffeine in the morning. It goes all the way through the day.
I think just the involvements are my caffeine. Like, I'm just involved in so many cool things. With the underlining idea of all of them are just helping people and connecting with people, whether it's my foundation, whether it's fantasy football, whether it's my workout videos or workout tips I do online, just everything that I'm involved in is about connecting people, trying to help people help themselves so we can all become the best version of ourselves, right? And so I think that's really what it comes down to. That's been my message, just coming from where I came from to now, and so many people asking me about it, right? So many people ask me about it all the time, like, hey, what do you do? What's your mindset? Like, what are the things that I could do? And so I'm like, well, let me look back on myself, and I started pulling all these tips out, and that's why I started connect. I was like, I'm actually impacting people. And I thought that was pretty special, so I've just been building on that ever since.
I love it. I think that's important. Well, a lot of people kind of wonder about people's why. And then when you have someone like you who kind of started from not nothing, but started from somewhere lower, and all of a sudden now you're at the pinnacle. Now you got most touchdowns in the NFL as a running back, getting snubbed from the Pro Bowl. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. But I think it's important to kind of show the resilience and kind of have your why of kind of your foundation for actually succeeding. I guess, speaking of success, you crushed it this year. The Chargers did well. Unfortunately, the last game, heartbreaker for all of us. Talk to us about just the Chargers season, what you're excited for, this kid you got in Justin Herbert. How are you feeling about this team now that you've had kind of a month or so to kind of let everything kind of sit?
Yeah, I think the team's going to be so different. I think we had the pieces to really be successful this year, but we were too inconsistent. So you know how it goes every single year. We got a whole new group of guys coming in. That's how it goes. It's like 30 guys too. It's not the team's going to carry over. It's like 30 guys that are free agents that we're going to have to deal with. So that'll be interesting coming in, but the core group of guys that do remain, I think it's going to be really important, and I know I'm going to be putting this message out there, but it's we got to play our backs against the wall every single play. Mm-hmm. It's fourth down every single play. Coach Staley is going for it on fourth down. We know that. Look, you saw us in the Raiders game, the last one. On fourth down, we were lights out.
Yep.
Lights out on fourth down. And it's because you have an edge. You feel like you're on the edge, right? I fall one way, I go off the cliff. I could stay on the cliff, though, if I execute. And so I'm going to be trying to get that feeling in every single person on the team, because we got to have that.
Stay on the cliff.
Because if we have that, then we execute. When we don't, maybe it's up and down, goes both ways. Yeah, you're going to lose sometimes. This is the NFL. It's very competitive. But when we have that edge, I think we play the best. And I see the best come out of Justin, too, who's going to be, a really good football player as he continues to grow in his career.
Yeah, what was the first moment you guys saw as teammates that Herbert was kind of the guy? You're just like, man, this guy's got a hose coming in there. High draft pick, but he's got to earn the respect in the locker room just like anybody else. When was that moment for you?
High draft pick and also playing quarterback,
Yeah.
So that's a a job that comes with a lot of expectations and responsibility. And just seeing him early in his career, just seeing him have the talent was definitely reassuring. But you don't really know what they're going to be able to do because there's so much mental game to it. Talent's great, but how is he going to perform under pressure? How is he going to be able to change plays, call the plays, react to things that are good, react to things that are bad. All the mental things you can't really measure in practice. And so once he started getting some real game reps last year, and just having success, keeping a cool head, being the same person, same competitive guy he always is, it's okay, this guy's got what it takes to actually continue to be a really great quarterback over his career. He's got all the pieces as far as what I've seen from Phillip, what I've seen from some of the guys around the league, and just how he cares so much about what he's doing.
That's amazing. And Austin, how do you feel about obviously you talked about the turnover, but team next year, from your perspective, what's sort of a piece or an area that you'd like to see sort of added to take the Chargers to that next level?
It's that mindset. It's the mindset of the edge that I talked about. That's what it is. It's not necessarily that we need to go out and get all these guys because our team wasn't talented. No, we have a lot of talent on our team. and I'm sure Tom Telesco is going to go out and find some more for us. But for our core guys, we're ready to go. Like we just got, what is it? It's not that we're not good players. We know we are. We have the talent. That's why these guys are getting paid so much.
Right.
That's why I get paid, right? Because I've shown that I can be consistent. But it's the edge. We got to play like this is it, right? Whatever that edge is, and I'm going to be putting the message in. People got to buy into it, right? The team's got to buy into that. Like, I think we will, because that's what our coach's message is too. Because he's going for it on 4th down. We're going 4th and 4, 4th and 9. Yeah, we get it.
Who cares?
Yeah. We got the guys to get it. We can get that. And so people got to buy into it, and so it's one of those things where it's like, oh, if it works, you're a hero, but if it doesn't work, people are like, and so that's where the media starts getting involved, and people start like, oh, is he too aggressive? For us, it's just noise. Like for us, we know we can get it.
Got it. All right, last question before we get you out of here, Austin. So Chargers coming up, big draft season coming up. We've got all kinds of free agency stuff. Like, what do the Chargers need? Is part one. Part two, does Brandon Staley bring a different atmosphere to this team? Is this team different than we've seen in years past?
Oh, what do we need? That's a big question, because it depends on who we bring back, right? We got a lot of guys that are coming up. Kaiser White, Justin Jones, Chenna Nwosu, Mike Williams. Yep. Derwin James is going into his 5th year. Mike, like you said, Mike. So Jared Cook, our tight end, he was on a 1 year or so, and so like there's so many different pieces that are like, what are we gonna do, right? But all these guys have been playing well too, so they're gonna be asking, right? And that how football works. It's still a business, so we have a salary cap that we have to abide by. So I'm not really. There's no telling. It's really, Tom, you got your hands full, man. And what was the second question? I forgot.
Just about Brandon Staley and the mindset. Is this team different?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely different. It's the same. It's still the Chargers. Like we're still the same like team name. It's still same culture, because we haven't changed that yet. I don't feel like. But as far as changing it, we definitely have the pieces with our head coach, right? And that's kind of the resemblance of what we're going to be looking forward, like what's going to be coming, right? It's not what we've done, because we have to go out and do it first. But because right now, to everyone else, we're still the same old Chargers. But if you want to make a change, Brandon Staley, I feel like, is the start of that.
Love it. We're talking to Austin Ekeler. Austin, thank you so much for coming out here and
Thanks,
spending
boys.
time with us. This has been fun. Good luck next season. Can't wait to see all those electric guitar celebrations.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go. All right, Austin, thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks so much, Austin.
Appreciate it.